What's going on, everybody? It is that time of year where everyone is shopping like crazy, and I want to focus on beginner resellers today. I have linked down below to my top 10 favorite Cyber Monday holiday deals found on Amazon to really help you guys build up your business. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're just one shelf away from your reselling business to really making it complete. So we're going to be going over each of these 10 items into why I think they're important to helping you in your reselling business. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. I want to first start off with the thing that is asked the most, in my opinion, through Instagram or through YouTube comments, is what type of shelves should I be using in my reselling business? Well, I have a link down below of the shelves that I use. These are sturdy shelves. These are ones that you can break apart very easily. They are the WORKPRO 5-tier metal shelving unit. I have one similar to these. The ones that I get the last few times are the ones that I got off Sam's Club, but these are very similar as far as the dimensions and build quality. These can hold 4,000 pounds, and they are quick and easy to set up. We don't want to be spending too much time setting these items up. We want to be able to just build the shelves and continue to add on. So these are a great Cyber Monday deal, almost 25% off, $135 shipped to your house. I know that if you were to go to your local Home Depot or local Lowe's, a shelf like this may be upwards of $200. So for this, for $135 to be able to get your, reselling business up off the ground and maybe look to do something like the sequential system that I do for my clothing, this is going to be a purchase that is going to last you a lifetime. Obviously, these shelves are built to last. Once you buy them, that's the investment that you have into your business. So remember, all these purchases are tax deductible. I'm not a CPA, but from what I understand, anything you buy for your business can be written off. This video is sponsored by Vendoo, a cross-listing platform that can help you generate more sales, not just by listing on one platform, but multiple platforms to help generate more sales in your business and get more eyes on the items that you are listing. So I've been using Vendoo for a couple months now, and the main feature that I love is the auto sales detect feature. So when something sells on eBay, it gets delisted off of other platforms. So right now they just have that for Poshmark, but I hear word on the street is that they are rolling out that feature for a couple other platforms here soon. So they also have a data analytics tracking tool to track your revenue and profit for what items sell on what platform. You can easily import items from multiple platforms: eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Shopify, and Depop. So this is a platform that helped me generate an extra $4,500 in just a few months by just cross-listing my items from eBay onto Poshmark, selling about 255 items. So the cool thing about doing Vendoo is that you can get a couple dollars off your first month. So you could check out linked in the description down below. You could just give it a try, see if you like it, and see if it's going to be a right fit for you. It can help you make a little bit more money in your reselling business while eBay is getting their stuff together and getting things figured out. I'm so happy that I chose Vendoo to help make an extra $4,500 extra this year. That's a good purchase. For people that maybe are doing shoes or maybe smaller items, you want to have a nice backdrop. I put here this just nice kind of faux wood backdrop here, 20% off a Cyber Monday deal. It's a 2-piece set with 2 boards that is going to really take your photography to the next level. You want to be standing out when you do your photos. So for $40, you have a nice backdrop here to really make it look professional. Remember, we're trying to be professionals at our craft. We're not just trying to, do the bare minimum. I really encourage you guys to invest in your business and really show that you care about your business, and by picking up quality products, you don't need a $5,000 photo setup, but you do need some tools that can really help level up your game and stand out amongst the crowd. With everyone trying to get into reselling, we need to do whatever it takes to stick out. So having a nice backdrop like this is really going to help you stick out amongst the crowd, whether on Poshmark, Mercari, or eBay. Having something like this is really going to be helpful, for those smaller type items. For me, I would use something for my shoe setup like this, The next thing, I know it's not really too expansive, but I've ordered these before, and they're the velvet coat hangers. They are a little bit wider, so they do help with plus size clothing. It really helps the clothing stay on, and they are more quality. They look a little bit better in your photos, and for 30% off, you get 50 of them for $20. I think that is a pretty good deal, especially when you're going to like Walmart. You're going to be paying probably a little bit more than this just for plastic hangers, which you might as well take a next step up and get something like this, like you see here, the velvet hangers, just a little bit nicer than just your standard hanger. The next one I get asked all the time is like, Bo, which printer should I buy? Which thermal printer should I buy? Should I buy the Rollo? Should I buy some other high-end brand that I don't need? And I just go, no, you don't need the Rollo. You don't need any of that. You could go with the third-party Chinese thermal printer that you see right here, 15% off of the REKDOM Bluetooth label printer. This has great reviews, 4.4 reviews, 350 ratings for $67. You don't need to go out and spend $250 for a Rollo. I did that when I first got started, and it still lasts me till this day, which is great. But you don't need to do that to start, especially when funds are tight. So for $67, you could get something here, which will be plenty, and it also has that Bluetooth feature, which is nice. So $68 invested in your business. It's going to beat the heck out of cutting out labels every time you get an order. You might as well make that process a little more enjoyable and pick up the REKDOM label printer. I'm sure they have different colors, but purple seems to be the color that I landed on. So the next one, people do ask me what kind of phone or what kind of camera do I use to take pictures. Guys, you don't need to overcomplicate the situation. I use a Samsung Galaxy S22 for my photos. I used to use a Samsung Galaxy S10 for my photos. So something above, the S10 version and above is going to give you good autofocus, going to give you good color, and it's something that you could just put on auto and you could just start taking photos. You don't need to mess with the ISO, the shutter speed, and the brightness of each photo. So, I think this is one of the better deals right now because it's through Amazon's renewed program. So you get the Samsung Galaxy S20, which is a couple years old, but you're going to have a great wide angle lens. You're going to have a zoom lens and then a normal aperture lens for $184. You save $136, so 42% off. And if you don't like it, you can return it. So what I would suggest is try this phone out. Get one of those detachable lanyards that you can have around your neck and use this phone for your photos. You don't need to go buy a DSLR. You don't need to buy a top-of-the-line iPhone. This is a few generations old. So for $184, you get a good case, you get that lanyard, and you are set for years down the road for your photos. And the best part is, like, if you don't like it, just return it. But I would suggest leveling up through, I had the S10 for quite some time, but I did notice that the shutter speed was just a tad bit slower than these newer versions like the S22, which I have, which is much more snappier, and the photos just seem a lot more punchier, better, and vibrant. So like I said, everything linked down below is really going to be everything that we're talking about right now. Products that I wish I had when I first started, but it took me a while to figure out what kind of products I actually wanted. And through testing and trial and error, I've settled on these 10 that could really help a lot of the beginner resellers out there getting started in their business. So the next thing, if you're a clothing reseller, you already know what this is, but this is a dual-edged fabric shaver. So I've used the cheapest fabric shavers. I've used the middle of the road, but I really think when it comes down to it, when you have a dual edge fabric shaver, it's really going to help you cover more surface area. Typically I don't buy stuff with pilling on it, so I wouldn't be using my fabric shaver too often. But if you are in that kind of situation where you do pick up the clothing with pilling or even paint, this helps get off some paint as well. A fabric shaver like this with 2 blades versus 1 is going to be a lot better. This is originally $30, so you could get it right now for $19.99. And I just think the dual motors is going to help you also cut down on your shaving time, because if you just have, commonly they just come with one blade, so it takes a little bit more time to cover more areas. So you could check that out. I guess the best part about Amazon is you can return anything you don't like. So if you buy it and you don't like it, you can return it or resell it. But the next one, I get this comment the most out of all of them. It's like, what type of lights? What do I get? A softbox? Do I use the lights that are in my house? Do I use shop lights? I've used these lights here right in front of you, the NEEWER 660 bicolor LED lights. I've used them for almost 3 years now without any issue. These lights are nice because you can adjust the brightness and the color temperature to suit your photography setup. They are really bright, so I would suggest maybe running them on medium to low setting, and maybe pulling them back a little bit from your actual photo board or where you're laying your items. The main reason why I chose these is because I don't have a lot of space in my little photo setup. So if you're dealing with a low space issue, you're going to want something that's like more of an LED light versus like a big soft box that's going to take up a massive amount of space. And not a lot of us have a ton of space. I know I do take my photos in my warehouse, but the work area is going to be, I want to be able to have an aisle to walk around. So I don't want these big soft boxes taking up that aisle. So I chose these NEEWER 2-pack LED lights, and they seem to be just perfect because they don't take up a ton of room. You can see 4.7 stars out of 3,500 ratings right now, 22% off for $160. You get the carrying case, and you get the 2 lights as well. So you could check it out, see if you like it. I would highly recommend this if you aren't, working in a large space. The next one you hear me talk about quite often is the standing desk. I like to work standing up. For about 5 hours of my day, I am standing up, whether I'm doing my listings, auditing listings, doing any kind of cross listing. So those are the things that I'm looking to really help my posture out. So having a sit stand desk is key for the long run, because if you're doing listings year over year over year, you're going to really feel crouched down and looking at your laptop or your cell phone, and you're going to develop bad posture habits. So right here, 33% off of this sit stand desk that's electronic. It's a 40 by 24 inch, perfect for people that are just trying to do their listings. And right here, $99. So originally $150. And that's what I have. I have a stand desk here, a sit stand desk, and I also have a sit stand desk out in the shop because I want to be standing, and I feel like I get a lot more done when I'm standing versus sitting and slouching down. I just really think our posture is huge in this type of business. We do a lot of repetitive tasks, so we need to be able to really treat our neck and our back and body with respect, and not really, blow your back out. Or, I talk to people who are doing their photo setups and they just feel like their back is really aching. You really want these things to really be custom fit for you may be 6'5", you may be 5'5", but you really want to make your workspaces and your workflow to fit your body type. So you could check this one out. It's got great reviews, 600 ratings, 4.5 stars, 33% off. Not a bad deal. I think I paid $150 for mine. So that is a good deal. If I needed another one, I would buy that one. Another option too is you go through a lot of poly bags. I haven't seen this good of a deal on poly bags, though. It's just a few dollars off. This is the big size poly bag that I use for jackets, sweaters, large overcoats. It's the 12 by 16 inch. There's 100 pieces poly bags for $13. So, this is a great option for people that maybe have a lot of big coats and sweaters, and you don't want to ship it priority or in a priority legal envelope. You could what I've been doing is choosing Ground Advantage and just shipping them in these big poly bags and saving some money on shipping, even though it's a little bit of a slower option. So you could check out those poly bags, a link down below, save a couple bucks, and to really help you maybe save some money on your shipping, as we are shipping more and more jackets this time of year. Another one, if you are a clothing reseller, you're going to want to have a good quality set of racks. These are similar to the racks that I use, as they have extendable edges, but so you can extend the rack more, so you can hold a little bit more. These have sold really well. 4.4 rating, 67,000 reviews, and right now 31% off for this clothing rack. And this is what I use for like coveralls, large overcoats, any type of puffy jackets, or maybe huge jeans that won't fit in my inventory system. I'm going to be hanging them on racks. I have 5 of these racks all lined up in a row, and they really get the job done. The nice part is they have casters on the bottom, so you can wheel them around. And right now, $20 off, free shipping. You can't really beat that. Especially if you're getting into clothing and you really don't know what to do with your jackets. So instead of putting them in tubs and in bins, you could really, help your workspace look a little bit better and more organized. I just label mine rack 1, rack 2, rack 3, and so forth. So when something sells, I know exactly which rack to go to, and I could find my jackets that are being purchased to ship out very easily and very quickly, and items don't get lost. So all of this stuff that we just talked about, it's really going to be helpful for a lot of people that are just getting their reselling business going, and they don't know what products to use. Like I said, you have access to all of it. Link down below. I also have another link below where it has more of those other kind of really useful reseller tools, like the OxyClean that I use to kind of clean all the stains out of my shoes and shirts and jackets and so forth. A couple scrub brushes. I use the magic eraser quite a bit. So all of this goes and helps support the channel, but my whole goal is to help support you guys, especially the ones that are just getting started. I hope you all have a blessed holiday week, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.